Today I have Greg Chism. Many of you may recognize him as the Geek to Freak YouTube channel. And this is no little thing that we have going on with this interview today. For those of you not familiar with the Geek to Freak YouTube channel, he has 15,000 dedicated followers on one single channel alone. His videos will get anywhere from 2,000 to 100,000 plus hits within a very short time of him posting them. And what I wanted to focus on today is a journey with this man that many of you are not familiar with, and that is the effect that the YouTube channel has had on his life. He really is just an average guy like anybody else. But what he's created with this YouTube channel has given him opportunities that otherwise would have been missed. And that's the journey you're going to hear today. You're going to hear about, yes, he's had a rough life. Yes, he has built a lawn care company. And yeah, it does great work, but that's not what the interview is about today is. What I want you to keep your eyes and ears open for is the opportunities, the possibilities that you as contractors can take away from this. And what Greg has done is he's kept his mind open, his ears open. He's looked for opportunities as he's grown his lawn care business to branch out, to diversify, and to do even more things, to give himself opportunities to grow in ways that otherwise he would have never had. This is an excellent interview for people that are just getting into landscaping. One of the things that I really love about landscaping is it is the doorway in. Anybody can become a landscaper. Anybody can grab a shovel and a rake and grab a pickup truck and go to work. And it creates that first chance to become even more, to become better than you currently are. But then once you get in, if you really try, if you really put the effort in, if you really apply yourself, you can do almost anything. And in this case, what Greg did, aka the Geek to Freak did, was he documented that journey along the way. But then during the documentation of that took on its own entity. It took on its own life almost. And he wasn't about to let an opportunity get wasted. So what did he do? He started focusing on that, trying to make it better, bigger, even more so, trying to learn the intricacies of this. And he talks us through that. You're in for one hell of a ride. So sit back, get ready, and enjoy the journey. And here we go. All right, we have Greg Chism. You will know him better as Geek to Freak, fitness and lawn care. This guy has an amazing story, and it goes way beyond lawn care. Lawn care is the launching point. What you are going to hear next is a true entrepreneurial journey. This is what I consider to be one of the most amazing stories that I have shared or had the opportunity to be a part of in a long time. I was so inspired. I was talking to Greg earlier on the phone, and we were just going over some ideas of things we could talk about, and we hit on the YouTube channel thing. And there is so much story to that each and every landscaper, contractor, excavator, I don't care who you are, when you hear this story, you can apply this towards your own life. But before we get too much into it, Greg, can you hear us okay? You got us all right?
Yep, I can hear you just fine.
So before we get into the success you've had with YouTube, before we get into the success you've had with your lawn care business, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Well, I know you're a single father raising two kids. Can you tell us a little bit what that's like and what's going on in your world?
Well, the tough one, being a single father. My daughters are currently 4 and 6, and it's a tough situation, but I think actually having a lawn care as my primary source of income has helped my tough situation because I have flexibility and I can manage to take them to school and daycare and then go start my work, get it done, come back, pick them up. And if I have something left over, I could plan that for the end of the day to where I'm allowed to actually take them with me. So in hindsight, it's actually like a blessing and very helpful. So lawn care for a career in business, it's not only just a possibility, but it's actually a very flexible and helpful choice for some people.
You know, Greg, one of the things I tell people all the time, and I think you can probably relate with this, is that when you own your lawn care business, you can make it as great as you want, or it can be as big of a flop as you want. Okay. It depends upon the effort that you put into it, but lawn care, landscaping is the best job in the world that allows anybody to come in. If you're able-bodied and you're willing to put your heart and soul and work into it, you can go anywhere you want with this. You know, you can start out with a shovel and a rake. You don't need a lot of money. You can get going on it. You can buy your lawnmowers, kind of get the ball rolling, and then you can develop that business further, or you can take it into other areas, other opportunities. And that's what you've done. And that's the beauty of your story is you have developed a nice lawn care business, and then you developed a successful YouTube channel to help other people do the same thing.
Yeah, and if you think about it, you know, lawn care created my YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel was created by other things in my life. You know, I got on YouTube as 38 years old. I had severely crooked teeth my whole life, and I was, you know, very insecure about that, and it made me shy, and it actually held me back in my life. And I reached a breaking point with that, where I wanted to, you know, change that and get braces, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I was too far gone or what. Get on YouTube, and man, was I inspired by some of the transformations and journeys. And I befriended some of them people, sent them pictures, and they told me exactly what to do. And I went out and I did it. And I got back on there and posted my own videos. And so I started YouTube by making videos about my braces as an adult.
How long ago was that, Greg? When did that start?
Well, I guess that would have been, I'm 43 now, so I guess 4 years ago is when I first started making them videos for the braces. And then my channel was just full of that stuff. And I started working out too, because then changing my looks, building confidence, started lifting some weights. I wanted to become more outgoing, and YouTube was a big part of this because all the videos I would watch were self-help videos and motivation. You can do this. And I was really, truly inspired by that, and I started working out too. And eventually, my channel was so clogged up with, you know, a variety of videos, I decided to just start the current one that I have now, which is in Geek to Freak Fitness, is what I called it. And then I focused on just a few braces videos and my workouts and my everyday life. And that's when somebody said, why do we always see you have all these lawnmowers and trailers and stuff in the background when you make these videos? What do you do for what kind of lawn care work do you do? I said, well, I'll make a video on it. And I took them to work with me, a day in the life of Geek to Freak Lawn Care, and I showed them, how to I get up and make my shakes and my snacks and pack my truck up and load my stuff and get the kids ready, and everybody goes their own way. And then I start cutting grass, and I cut, I think, 8 or 10 yards that day on video and put it up on there. And next thing you know, I have a whole bunch of lawn care followers, and now my channel changed to Geek to Freak Fitness and Lawn Care. So it all just keeps going and turning itself into.
So for those people that don't know your lawn care video, you have about 15,000 subscribers on that right now. Is that about right, Greg?
Yeah, I'm getting really close. Yep, right there.
Okay, and I'm a subscriber. I mean, I subscribe to the channel. Actually, it's fun. It really is. It's down to earth. Now, would you say you put a lot of production quality into these videos that you make, Greg, or what would you say?
No, I would say that I do it exactly how I would tell people they can do with lawn care. You can make videos on YouTube with basic equipment. You can start a lawn service with basic equipment, and you can grow into it. The first 200 videos on my channel were made with a Motorola Matrix phone, and no software, no anything, just a little YouTube editor you can use.
So we are teasing the audience at this point is what I consider. We're just talking about the videos, but this isn't really the journey yet. We haven't gotten into what you have done. What I want the landscapers, I want the contractors, I want the business people out there to know is that you used lawn care as a launching point to develop even more. You use the lawn care as a avenue or a venue, so to speak, to create a YouTube channel. And what did you discover once you created that YouTube channel?
Well, what I quickly discovered was like-minded people, in the same boat as me. But I was putting up these just basic videos of what I do, and I was finding out that I'm actually helping people. And I was finding out people were piling in and leaving comments saying that they do the exact same thing. They feel like they're walking in my shoes. And I got this sense of community, a sense of I'm not alone in this world, but there are other people doing the exact same thing. And now I have a way to connect to them, which I've never did. I've been cutting grass my entire life since my father started a lawn service, and I've cut lawns my entire life while holding down other jobs. And I always felt like I was the only person doing it. I never knew another lawn care guy. People are telling me, well, while you were walking around in 1988 cutting yards, they were too. They're saying the same thing. They did it all the way along, just like me. And it's a really good feeling.
So your videos are getting into the, the hundred thousands of views per video for lawn mowing, lawn cutting. What does that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Greg.
I'll just say it's absolutely kind of shocking to me. I never expected any of that. I was just making videos and letting the people guide me on what to put out. Other than that, I was just putting out my daily life stories and vlogging. And so really it's because of the questions and the requests that I even made those videos. So it's absolutely shocking. There was no game plan to make 100,000 view video.
So the lawn care started it. The videos kind of continued the journey. And are you going down a new path?
Actually, yes, because at one point I felt like there was so much going on in my life that I needed more of an outlet for it, because I found that YouTube is sort of like your diary and therapy to a degree. And it can be used as that tool. It can be used as many different tools, but self-help is mine. And I needed more of an outlet, so I would create other channels. And so that I wouldn't plug up my lawn care channel with random thoughts about other subjects that they wouldn't like, I would post them up on these channels to give myself, like I said, an outlet for it and a release. And then over the course of the last couple of years, a couple of the other channels have developed their own little following or niche. And now I can post up anything I want and have an outlet for it, and it goes to the correct person, and we all get something from it.
I love that, what you just said. Each channel, you've designed it to be a niche. And that's what I want us landscapers and excavators, contractors in general, to remember is as we're going out there to keep our eyes and ears open for other opportunities. And YouTube has opened up those opportunities for you at this point, hasn't it? It's helped you to not only express and express your emotions, to discover your own interests, to optimize those interests, but to also create another avenue of income.
Yeah, when I first started on YouTube, I had no idea that they would actually pay you. And I'm not sure that they did that back then to a degree like they are now. But my first channel about the braces and stuff, I didn't make any money off of that. There wasn't either an option for it, or if there was, I didn't activate it. And then when I started this channel, I did monetize it right off the bat. It would make me like 30 cents a day or something. And so the idea of making money off of it wasn't there. So I just did it, and I continued to keep my Geek to Freak Fitness and Lawn Care channel as just my true to life vlog. But over the course of time, with a few of the hit videos or what have you, they've increased revenue. And I'm like, wow. So another good thing came from this. I get a little bit of money from that. And it grows as I grow. And I'm encouraging other people to do the same thing, because you start one way and you end up another without even thinking about it. You can set a goal and start moving towards it, and you can have great success along the way with other things you didn't know. And that's what YouTube is doing right now. Well, I get a little bit of money from making these lawn care videos. And at the same time, I thought, well, if I'm really going to be some sort of go-getter, I'm going to go out and cut yards for a living. And why wouldn't I try and see if I can develop one of these other channels into a moneymaker. And that's what I've been spending this winter on. And I'm kind of having success with that too now.
So tell us about what one of your other channels is and what you've done to it. It all basically started from, lawn maintenance.
Yeah, well, one of the other channels that I will tell about right here, because the other ones are just, I like having them a little bit private so that I can express myself and share my videos without having all the same eyes on me that I know. But my other channel is called Toy Freaks, and it was actually just called Greg Chism until a few months ago when I changed the name, and it was just family videos. I'd take videos with my kids, and I post them up there, and just like home stuff, playing in the living room and with toys and everything. But I started seeing a pattern. These certain videos were getting more views than the others. So I focused on that. I analyzed each video, the descriptions, the titles, the tags, everything involved in making that video, and just what made these a success. And I've tried to repeat it. And I've had some good luck with that. And I've actually sent one of them by retitling it and tagging it correctly. It went viral now. And it won't stop going. It just goes. It's kind of making me some money, and it's drawing more people to the channel, and it gives me a better idea of
so let's put this into perspective so that other people can kind of get an idea. What we're talking about is the ability to take your interests, your hobbies, your desires, and to create a YouTube channel for that, and then to monetize that channel to actually generate income coming in. And you have one of your videos on a channel that our lawn care, the Geek to Freaks, don't know about. It's called Toy Freak. And you have one video alone on Toy Freaks that has over 6 million views.
Yeah, absolutely shocking. That video was that was my playground for practicing editing for the first time. So I would, on that channel, and that was one of the videos that I actually did a little bit of editing with and put in still pictures of my kids, and it was unboxing a toy, Christmas toy. And it's right back there. It's just one of your little interests, one of your hobbies. It's all natural. It's not forced. And it's fun. It's creative, and it's rewarding, and they can also be financially rewarding too. YouTube is absolutely amazing. And I think a lot of people might get into YouTube through the landscaping and lawn care industry, thinking that it's a good way to promote their business. And although it can be, I think it should be used more for networking with other like-minded people, because personally, as much as people say they've learned from me or been inspired to start from nothing and get a lawn service going, I am constantly being inspired, and I have a network and a group of people that I can contact and ask questions to myself. So if I ever want to take things to the next level, I can do that because of YouTube and because of all my little options I've set up for myself with all these different little outlets on YouTube. It's just expanded even more. I can make videos with my kids. I can talk about world news over here with other people. I can do this and that. And it just snowball. It connects, but it all goes in its own directions, and it just keeps leading me in all different ways. And so, starting back to where I was saying, I used to just be some dude walking through a backyard with headphones on in 1994, thinking I was some loser cutting grass. And now those steps that I took back then, I talk about on YouTube, and it spread me out like a giant spider web in all directions, and I've grown into acceptance of who I am, and I've made a lot of friends, and it just benefits me in so many ways. I don't even know how to explain it. It's all new too. It's all new to me.
So if somebody wants to explore this, of going into taking their desire, their hobby, their passion, and sharing it with the world, putting up a YouTube video. What kind of what is 6 million views? What does that actually convert to into dollar bills roughly? What is something like that? What would somebody expect if they did all the steps the right way? Or what would you recommend that somebody does? And then what kind of return could they expect?
Well, you shouldn't expect a whole lot of return at first, but there are a lot of factors in the revenue that you will get from a video. But a good way to judge a video, if you do see one on YouTube, if it has 10,000 views, that they got at least $10 for that, probably $20. Then you just multiply that.
If they have monetized it.
If they have monetized it. And just because you've seen the ad before you watch the video doesn't mean they got that cut. There are other factors into it. But you can do this. Here's the thing about YouTube is that just like with the lawn care industry, you are allowed to do this. And it's free. YouTube is free to start. Lawn care is, it's not that involved to start one. You can have basic equipment and have a basic license to operate in your city and go out there and just grow it and do what you want to do. Make it fit your lifestyle. Your lawn care and your YouTube and your life, and then take your life and share it around, and you will get more people that are like-minded, and you will brainstorm, develop a community, feed off each other's energy, and it becomes its own creature. And that's what it's done for me.
So, Greg, you have taken the time, though, to make sure that you've monetized every video correctly. So it doesn't just happen, it's not happenstance. Oh, it just occurs to you and you just all of a sudden you make a great video and all of a sudden money starts flowing in. If you don't monetize it, if you don't set up the system ahead of time, or can you set up a system after the fact? Can you create a video, see that it's going viral, and then quickly monetize it, or is it too late at that point?
Yeah, you can do that too. If you have a video that takes off, you can walk through the steps. It's all on YouTube. Google owns YouTube, and the program is Google AdSense, and it's all on your dashboard on there. You'll be able to walk through all the steps about monetization. There are videos that show you how to do it, and whether you already have the video up or not. Because, to be honest, all those views on that Boy Freaks channel were not monetized because I didn't even think that channel was. I was just having fun with it. But then I went backwards and monetized it all. And I brought some videos back from the dead, so to speak, by retitling them and tagging them correctly. Because before it was just like playing with the kids. But then you title it correctly, what were we doing? Unboxing a toy or something, or you describe it better, and it will find its home. Someone somewhere will type that in Google or YouTube and watch that video based on what it is really about. And that's what they're finding on my Geek to Freak channel. And that's why I have, I think, so many subscribers, is because it's not just one style. It's everything about my life. And then people are finding it for one thing and continuing to watch for another. Because I have people who found me for fitness, and now they are starting lawn services, dude. And some of them have actually went big.
So do you think part of the key is to have enough diversity in your channel and have it described accurately, that people can find you a little easier and then can connect the dots on their own to say, hey, this guy's also into this and this?
Yes, it's exactly it. You have to have at least some diversity. All the channels that I watch have at least 3 topics that they cover repeatedly, and they're known for that. And all of the big channels that I do watch all have other side channels for other outlets of their life, just everyday vlogging, fun stuff, and other hobbies they're into. And all of that will lead you to other people that are like-minded, and there's more good than bad involved. You can't look at the comments and the thumbs up and thumbs down stuff and get discouraged by that, because people will try and blow your mindset and discredit you or ruin you before you even get a feeling of goodness from it. So just keep going with whatever you do. Don't ever worry about that. This is all about your self-help, and you are going to connect with other people that are like-minded, whether you try to or not. And that's what it's about. There.
So do you think your Geek to Freak friends, when they came on to the channel, they would think we were going to only talk about YouTube? Because that's the biggest part of your life right now. I mean, the lawn care, it was what started it all, but what you're finding is you were able to develop a whole different line of work, per se. Now, I'm air quoting because I don't know if you would actually even consider it work, because you love doing this. You love sharing. You love, inspiring people. And it was this. That's what I love about what we do. It can lead to other things. I know a guy called Weed Sharks. I think it's weedsharks.com. They were doing lawn maintenance. They were doing their thing. And he went, there's got to be a better way, a better trimmer head that I can develop. And he created an entire trimmer head. It's got the stainless steel trimmer head. It's like a circular saw that you stick in the bottom of your trimmer, right? It's this amazing thing. Awesome. He sent me one, and I'm going to try to get him on the air. But the story to that is, he was inspired. He saw a need in the marketplace. He fulfilled that need. And when we're out there, we got to stop just thinking about what the next step is on that job site and look at the whole picture. What can we do beyond lawn care? What can we do beyond landscaping? What can we do to connect with more people, to enrich our own lives? And that's exactly what you did, Greg, with this. Is you use the lawn care as the door. You open the door, boom, this fed my kids, this put a roof over my head, and then you use the videos as a true expression of who you are, and now you've created multiple channels just as outlets for your own personality, but then you took it to the true entrepreneurial sense, and you learned that not only do you enjoy doing this, but you're going to monetize this. You're going to help make this not only pay for itself for the time you put into it, but it's going to help pay your bills in a way. And now it's almost as successful as your lawn care business, would you say?
It's I would say, since I spent this winter really working on it, that it's like having an extra income, a second job. But I'm going to be honest, though, the lawn care is my bread and butter, and without that, I would be in big trouble. That's my bread and butter, and that's my baby, and I consider myself a lifer, and it's kind of weird. But as I said before, I'm walking around these yards through the 80s and 90s and 2000s, and I'm still doing it. I can see myself doing lawn care forever, but these opportunities keep presenting themselves to me because I'm trying new things. Like right now, I'm talking to you, and I'm nervous. You probably hear it in my voice a few times, wavering, and that's something that I talk about on my channel all the time. Is don't be scared to try new things, and it's very, very difficult to get over anxieties or insecurities. That's the main reason I started YouTube, and that's what led to all of this, and it's all still working in synergy. And so when you're in this, if it goes to somebody who's walking around, cutting grass and under zero turns or whatever, back to the inventions, I watched a lot of videos in the last year of guys that are making their own tools and inventions that are better than the one that they can go buy from a major corporation or company. Instead, they're making their own, not just shoot blockers and stuff like that, but they're, like I said, trimmer heads. The people are inventing things and putting it on YouTube, and good things are happening to them because of that. And people are looking around for opportunities. And I'd like to say, I'm a little more personable with my clients. Like, a lot of them know me. I can go in their house and hang out with them, and it's kind of weird from some perspective. Other people's perspective to see that and think that they think that's kind of weird. But I had wedding gifts, and Christmas, and they kind of become like friends because I've had them for so long, and that they've offered me opportunities too. They've offered me jobs, and if you go through with just lawn care, with your eyes open,
yes,
and giving yourself an opportunity to succeed and just looking around and enjoying it as you're doing it, you will find these other opportunities.
Yes.
That come to you. Good things happen to good people.
You've got to step outside of your comfort zone. You've got to continually push the limits of where you feel good at. Greg, I know you're not comfortable being on the air right now. You told me, you confided, you said, you know what? I'm not a good speaker. But I do want to try new things, and it takes courage to come on and do something like this. It takes courage to come on and talk about, business and things like that. Something that the Toy Freak channel, you've shared with no one before, and your journey, and that's why you are becoming successful. That's why your people appreciate you as well. They appreciate the fact that you're real. And one of the things that I want to share is my immediate first impression of you was just from the email you sent me. I was like, this guy gets it. This guy gets it. And what I meant by that was I could tell just from that one email that you actually cared. That is the biggest element to running a successful business. I have said this time and time again to people all over the place. If you want to come into and work in my company, you've got to care. I can teach you how to run a skid steer. I can teach you how to run a bulldozer. I can teach you to knock down a house, to dig a basement, but I can't teach you to care. If you come into this company and you care about the work, you care about how good of a job you do, I will train everything else in you. But if you don't care, then you're worthless to me. You've got to care, and you get that. And so if our audience is out there listening, the biggest takeaways, the things that I want them to know when they're done listening to this show, is you've got to care about the people you work for. That's where your YouTube channel blew up. People know that you give a dang about them, plain and simple. The second thing is you got to keep your eyes and ears open. You've got to be willing to try new things, to look for opportunities wherever they may come. Who would have thought that a channel about braces could have developed into a channel about lawn care, could have developed into multiple channels producing different levels of income for you? But it has, because your eyes are open, your ears are open, and you are continually looking for opportunities. And I want every single person out there listening to take that away from this program. An opportunity is never missed. Somebody will always find it. So make that you. Make that person be you.
Absolutely. And I want everybody to be encouraged to start YouTube channels for themselves. This isn't something that I'm trying to sit on and keep secret. I've been making videos trying to help people lose their insecurities and fears of starting a lawn service, people who've actually had the dream and passion in them to do lawn care, but have been too scared to start or felt held back from lack of knowledge. And I've been trying to inspire them, and they are doing that. And I want them, and anyone that's, whether it's YouTube, anything in your life, you just start doing it. Put it out there. When I put my first little how-to videos on lawn care on YouTube, I was so nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, there are people that are making $10 million a year doing this. Who am I to be showing people out here? I'm going to get ridiculed and judged, but I still did it because I wanted it to go to the right person, and it did. So please don't ever hold back anything in your life. I spent too long in my life being shy and insecure, and it got me nowhere for decades.
And you know what?
Once I broke out of that, things have been going great.
That's an awesome story, Greg. It's a story of inspiration. And that's the thing, is it doesn't make a difference how much education you have. It doesn't, none of that. I mean, it took me 6 years to get a 2-year college degree. But you know what? I didn't let that hold me back. That's just who I am. And that is not a limiting factor. That's just something else that you can push under the rug and say, you know what? So what? I can do it. And that's what your story is. I love it. So thank you, Greg, for coming on the air today. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for the journey. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on here, and thank you for not letting me back out and be too scared to try something new. And I want to thank all the people that have ever watched my videos, whether they've subscribed or not, because I know there are a lot of people that watch that do not subscribe. And I want to thank you all because your continued views and nice comments and thumbs up and just the interaction, whether it's been through emails or you guys have sent me texts and stuff, which that's a whole other story there. Ease up on the text, people. But it warms my heart, and it continues my journey. If I wouldn't have had the nice comments, the bad ones would have.
Busted
over the
you.
road every day. He kept me there.
So it's Geek to Freak Fitness. So go to YouTube. Check out his channel if you're into landscaping, contracting, Geek to Freak Fitness and Lawn Care. And then his second channel, the one that he's developed recently, is Toy Freaks. And so go there and check that out. This is the journey of a real man.
Don't be scared to see crazy stuff on that channel.
I love it. All right.
All right.
All right, Greg. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. I really do. This is another step in my journey, and I thank you for the opportunity, and I look forward to talking to everybody in the future.
Remember, for all the valuable links we talk about in this episode, be sure to go to the landscapebusinesspro.com. We're going to have them all listed there for you. And like always, I love hearing from you guys. So if you have any questions or show feedback, shoot me an email. Reach out to me at stan@landscapebusinesspro.com. It makes my day when I hear from you guys, so don't be shy. Send me an email. I'd love to hear from you and get your feedback. DirtMonkey.net is a website built for landscapers and excavators and anyone that moves dirt. Our interactive map of job sites, demolition landfills, and aggregate pits connects contractors that have excess fill with those that need it. I use it and I helped create it, so I made sure it was built with guys like us in mind. Our members enjoy no brokerage fees, no hidden fees, and no BS. Go to dirtmonkey.net, where we are offering a completely free trial with no credit card necessary. Or if you just want to check out the live map, you can gain instant access to our nationwide listing of landfills and aggregate pits. It's absolutely free to everyone. So go check it out now at dirtmonkey.net.